Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the third episode of No Ball Podcast. The round of 32 is over, the round of 16 is over, and now we are at the most important stage, quarterfinals. We have the same panel as last time, but quickly we'll introduce ourselves. I'm Siddharth.
Hi, I'm Chiranjeet, your Chelsea boy again.
This is Gaura, the Argentina guy.
Siddharth Junior, ex-Portugal fan.
I'm a Birup. I'm an Arsenal fan, and currently, I think I can support any team in the World Cup.
Currently
Nice.
a glory hunter.
Yes. Glory Hunter, of course. Arsenal fans being called Glory Hunter.
Exactly. Oh my God, thank you, Twitter.
Okay.
Fresh glories.
So, round of 16. Interesting matches. Some boring matches and full of controversies. But overall, this World Cup is living up to the hype.
Yeah.
Chiru, what did you think
Yeah.
of the Argentina versus Egypt match? The most controversial match of the lot.
Personally, my favorite match of the round of 16. It was incredible. I was watching at the pub with my friends, and then two of my friends were the most die-hard Messi fans you will know. And the way I could see their emotions change between the first 70 minutes and the last 20 minutes, oh my God, that's one of the most funniest sights I've ever seen. And coming to the game, I think it was a pretty shit game. Well, shit mostly from the Argentina point of view, but then they somehow turned it around, and it's just incredible to see like they keep moving on ahead in the World Cup without really convincing any of us, being the defending champions they are. And yeah, wonderful game. Messi woke up after 80 minutes. I don't know what he took in the hydration break. We need to investigate because the Messi we saw in the first 70 minutes to the Messi we saw after the hydration break after the 70th minute were like two different players. It was almost like how the other goat was performing in the initial group stages and how Messi has performed throughout the World Cup. So yeah, thoughts, guys. What do you think? What do you think about the game? I personally enjoyed it, but not really convinced with Argentina's performance. Any thoughts? Any opinions on the game?
I think Egypt played really well, way above expectations. Hassan, Zico, the dribbles, goals, were amazing. They had that goal overturned. Again, another controversy. And I think after Croatia, Portugal is another one, especially the coach, manager, and everyone is complaining against Argentina also, right? But I think it was a foul. I think VAR, again, how far can they go back? That's up for another discussion. But yeah, I agree. The first half, Messi was really bad, and he is missed 4 out of his 8 penalties, right, in World Cup. Now that's a bit like dodgy.
I
Well, at
also
least
think
he's
that, yeah.
yeah. I think like that's one area where like Messi being this
Yeah.
perfect guy who is like almost best at every attacking metric you can think of, and to have the worst penalty record in
Yeah.
probably like
Yeah.
among the top players in the world, that is quite surprising
Yeah,
because he can shoot a
even the
ball.
shot he take, it was like so good, but he can miss the penalty.
He can like shoot a ball from 40 yards, score amazing free kicks, but I don't know what happens when he's inside those penalty boxes. So it's
Yeah,
quite
But like focusing not on Messi only, I think the Argentine backline, huge problems. Especially that
yeah,
guy they call the Butcher. He's getting like killed himself there. This 5'5" Lilliput is coming and becoming a center back. And the first goal, it was his fault. He could not jump. The second
yeah,
goal, it was his fault. He's not there. The goal that was cancelled, luckily he was fouled. Otherwise, that also was his mistake. He was out of
yeah,
position. He
yeah.
lost the ball. So
Yeah, like,
I don't know.
yeah.
Lisandro
He
Martinez
was really
needs to
lucky.
like,
Really
yeah,
lucky.
exactly.
Yeah,
Even the
Lisandro
second goal, I
Martinez
guess the
needs to
marking was very bad. Yeah.
exactly. So Lisandro Martinez needs to step up because I think
step up.
from their entire backline, he and Romero should like do bulk of the defensive organization, if not the duties organization. And they seem themselves very confused on what their role is. I don't know if this, but then that should not happen because Scaloni has been a manager for a long time. He's been there since 2018, so there should not be any like mistake in the identity of the team. But yeah, I'm very unconvinced with their defense. The midfield is like hard-working midfield. That's all I will say because they don't seem to have the creative instinct within themselves, because McAllister, he used to be like so good in his first season at Liverpool, first and second season, but this season, like the last season, he was terrible. Like something is wrong with this guy. He has lost his ability to create. He does not make runs. He is, I think, he's almost like after every match, after 70 minutes, he's like gassed. He can't
Yeah.
press. He can't.
Lost his hair,
So
man. Lost his hair as well.
exactly. So he's on a downfall for some reason. So no, but then yeah. So no matter how Argentina is winning these matches, I still feel like that their defense is their biggest concern, and it's not because of the lack of skill. It's because of, I don't know. Maybe the players just don't know each other well enough in terms of like their
Yeah.
defensive identity.
I think
Adding to
even
that,
Alvarez and Martinez are not playing that well up top.
Alvarez,
Martinez.
I
They're
don't know what he
also.
was so good last World Cup. I think he's.
I don't
They
know
say
if you can.
they say that he's
Yeah.
nursing an injury or something. He's not 100% fit. But even then, like it almost feels like they firstly they lack width in the team because they play like four
Yeah.
out midfielders.
They really miss like someone like Di Maria on the wings or
Yeah,
something.
Yes.
then everything like the whole game is concentrated in front of the defense. So Egypt like just sat in blocks
Yeah.
of five, and then they were
Even
the counter.
even the last 20 minutes they played best when Messi moved to right wing, right? From
Mm.
centrally.
that's
Yes.
what they need to do, right? Like when Messi came out wide, like then the game was open. Like
But I don't think he
Argentina,
can play right wing 90 minutes.
yeah, like
I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
think he
that
can.
is a concern.
Yeah.
And what I also wanted to mention that the mid is due to the mid, the defense is also getting vulnerable because due to lack of defensive structure in the midfield itself, they are very vulnerable to the counter attacks that we witnessed in Egypt's second goal.
Yeah.
And yeah, and because of Messi's penalty miss also, like what I can say, they were playing high line. That made them vulnerable. So they have to fix a lot of things. They are winning because of Messi's performance, but yeah, they cannot go further. Like
Yeah.
when they will meet teams like England and all. So
Go, now that
yeah,
you
that is
have
a
now that
really
you
tough.
have established Messi's performance, is this like
Yeah,
Messi's end game? Is this like, is there an end to Messi's legacy? Like every time this guy turns up, he is scoring, he's breaking records, he is carrying his team, he is doing stuff which like people in their prime could not. Like I've been watching football for 13 years, and I've seen a lot of players come into their prime and go past it. And Messi is 38 years old, 39 now, I guess. He was
soon turning 40. Yeah.
yeah, and he's still like the most influential player on the pitch, not only through his mind, also like through his performance as well. People like in the preseason, not the pre-show before the match, on Fox Sports, Latan was saying Messi can play two more World Cups because he does not need his body, he needs his mind only. I think Messi is putting his body on the line too. He's not only like
Yeah.
like last game after missing the penalty, he was pressing as well. So Messi is there. Messi has a never-ending legacy. But
Other than the Jordan game, it has been tough for Messi also physically, at least for his age, right? He has put 100% on all the four games, Cape Verde and this game also. So
exactly, and the Capo Verde one was, it went till 120 as well.
120 minutes.
Yeah, apart from the player Messi, I guess what I have witnessed is the leader Messi in this World Cup. Like the mindset, the way he calms his teammates. Like, yeah, we do see like in the broadcast that like Messi feels exhausted, Messi feels dejected with the goals. But what I feel that he has some insane leadership skills to getting the band together and keep attacking, keeping the mentality high, despite he also being in the same situation. So I guess that is something very commendable on his part. That
And
13 years old, yeah,
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 and I think he grew into this role because initially when they were losing so many finals, I don't think anyone looked at him as a leader or he himself looked at him as a leader. But after so many finals, I think, with that age experience, and I think he grew into this role. And they have also started winning, right? So that confidence, and he knows that others are looking up to him. And I think coming back to the point, right, how long Messi can play, I think even next World Cup he can work as a substitute. He can come in maybe finish games, put on some neat passes, right, if they need a goal or so. Because he doesn't need to start. He doesn't have that huge ego. And I think that we are segue to Portugal versus.
I think his Copa America. What year was it? 2021. It kind of the win
Yeah,
kind of
it,
liberated them. Like they're mentally free. He's
yeah.
not under the burden of not winning anything for the nation. And also, like he as you said, he can probably not the World Cup, but he can go on till the next Copa America as well, become a bit part player. They have a very nice successor in Nico Paz as well. So in all, the team looks good, but yeah, at this moment they probably lack a little bit of width, and it'll
But
be interesting to see how Scaloni counters that in the subsequent
But
round where we face it.
but I guess, yeah, but I guess they need, it's high time. Like we are expecting too much from Messi. Like being a Messi fan myself, I also see they need to move on from Messi because uh, keeping expectations from Messi is kind of limiting the Argentine team's potential. Like, yeah, Messi is all good. He will win new matches. He is the commendable person. He's the goat we talk about. But yeah, like if Argentina wants to keep being competitive with the squad, they have to look beyond Messi. Like it's a far-reaching take in my opinion. But yeah, like
But who? I mean, Alvarez has been disappointing. I don't know if he's worth 150 million at this point. Maybe if he's nursing an injury, I don't know. But I
that's
think,
what they need
I
to
think
look
they
after.
have good players. I think like last World Cup when you
Yeah,
saw they lost against Saudi Arabia, immediately Scaloni brought in Enzo and Alvarez into the team, which like kind of freshened it up.
yeah.
Similarly, they have, I think they have good players in Nico Paz. They have this Valentin Barco, which I like personally as well. He can play in the role Tagliafico plays because their fullbacks I'm not convinced. So there are a lot of players, but I think he won't really go against what has been working for him since last World Cup. But yeah, definitely into the future there is Messi's legacy will always be there, but they will look to the future after
but
this World Cup, I think.
but I think it's time for Messi to retire. Honestly, I like no matter how good he is, I think this has something to do with where they finish. If they finish like if they go on to the finals and even if they win or lose, I think it's about time for Messi to retire because he
completely.
has had like he has fulfilled his career, like he has won everything there
Yeah.
is to win. There is nothing left. So I think I don't want him to retire from football, but from national team, yes, because I think this move, like Messi being selfless like he is, I think this move will be more for Argentina than for him because
Completely.
he can still play for Argentina. That is a fact. He can play for 2 more years at least, maybe the next Copa America as we were talking. But I think it's about time for Messi to leave because if he do, yeah, for Messi to leave because if he doesn't, then their team will not develop, and then when once he goes, they will have the Manchester United effect. They will be lost in oblivion for many
Yeah.
years. And like Messi being so good, he's terrible on penalties. He cannot hit penalties. Please remove Messi from penalties, Argentina. If you are watching our podcast, Harry Kane watched our podcast. Colony, it's time for you to watch. Messi's legacy has been cemented. Please remove Messi from penalties. Put someone else.
I mean, isn't Martinez or Alvarez good at penalties? I mean, they're strikers. I would assume they're better than Messi at least.
Yeah, but then they just respect Messi too much to say anything.
They won't say anything.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
there's no point in this World Cup because now it will cause too much pressure on on the next person. Rather take the bet with Messi at least for this campaign, right? And I
Yeah,
think coming to the point, I think even if you bench Messi after the World Cup, playing through the qualifiers or Copa America, bringing him on when needed, I think that'll also work rather than Messi just retiring.
Yeah.
But I think it's completely his decision. I don't think no manager or federation will ask Messi to
and
retire.
whatever he decides will be the right decision.
Yeah.
I think at this stage. But
Yeah.
yeah, Abiru, what are your thoughts on Egypt?
Egypt played really well. I was actually surprised because Salah wasn't not playing that well. But yeah, they managed to score 3 goals. We'll count that disallowed one, and they almost won it at the end. Except I don't know why Marmoush took that ball from Salah and messed it up with Verdes. But yeah, I think they played really well. Hassan and Zico especially, right? And
I think they really showed how to counteract the
yeah,
compactness with which Argentina play because everything is
yeah.
in front of you and they can
But
sneak in.
I don't know what it is with African teams, and after 85 minutes. They just can't keep the lead.
They just tap out. They just
If the
tap out.
match
Yeah.
if the
Yeah.
match ends at 85 minutes, where we're having 6 out of 8 African teams in quarters, but the last 10 minutes, I don't know what it is, nerves, or I don't know what it is, like bad tactics, a bad substitution, I don't know how, but like it's been a theme for all the African teams. I don't know, like after 85 minutes, they just falter.
I don't. I just think they gas out completely. You see, in the first half, they were man marking very well. They were putting every tackle in the box pretty nicely, and you see none of that happening in the last 80 minutes. Even
Yeah.
in the Messi goal, right? You don't see anybody going for the ball and clearing it to a long margin. Then even for Romero, even with the last goal
Unmarked.
scored by the star boy Enzo Fernandez, right? You see none of those characteristics shining. So I think they just guess out
There
that.
are links to Real Madrid, and now suddenly Starboy.
I mean, I have
What do
liked.
you mean, bro?
Uh,
He is the star boy, bro. Have you
yeah, I
seen?
mean, I have
Have you
liked
seen his
Enzo
aura?
since the 2022 World Cup.
Have you seen
Honestly,
his aura? Respect Young Player of the Year from last World Cup, bro. Respect.
But I don't respect the player he is now.
I think,
Yeah.
like, okay, coming to the actual match winner, Enzo Fernandez, I think he he has changed a lot in terms of his playing style from 4 years back, where he was seen as this deep lying playmaker who would just spray passes. I think as time has progressed and as he has kind of adjusted to the Premier League, because he's not very physical or he's not very quick in transitions and everything, and the way the managers have played him at Chelsea, he has developed into a very good box crushing midfielder, but his abilities to play deeper and dictate the game or control the tempo of the game have gone down. And that's what we are seeing in this World Cup, where he has been good, but he hasn't been anything special. But he will always, like, even in the last 2 seasons for Chelsea, like he would be like anonymous for the first 80 minutes, and then he would pop up with some really important goals. And that is, I think, is a very important habit that he has developed. But again, it is like, if people see him as this tempo controller or the deep lying playmaker from the previous World Cup, I think they are getting him wrong. He's developed into an attacking midfielder per se, and I don't know, like, if seeing the current market, if like we go for Elliot Anderson 115 million, Swandro Tonali for 100 million, I think 120 million for Enzo Fernandez is justified.
Yeah, but then I feel like I am not judging Enzo as a player, but as like the entire Argentine midfield. I think they are very similar profile players. Players
Yes.
who are very physical, can go into the box when needed, because you saw that chance when McAllister was heading and he headed straight at the keeper. So that, like, these players, they make this box crushing runs, as you said, but then they all have very similar profiles. There's not one attacking player who can play that incisive pass or something, which is a big problem for Argentina going forward, I think.
I
Yeah,
think
like
none of the midfielders can stop like counters on themselves, because Enzo gets
yeah,
bypassed very quickly. Even McAllister these days. DePaul plays in MLS, so the
yeah.
only
That that's
What do you mean
how I
DePaul plays in MLS? The King plays in MLS as well.
king is
goes.
king. The king is God, bro. We don't.
Like,
We don't.
coming to King, Salah, about Salah. Like, I guess this is the last World Cup for Salah.
Yeah,
What do you think, Siddharth? An
last,
emotional thing for you?
not really. Like, this is his last World Cup for Egypt for sure. But I mean, he carried that team. Like, a lot of times, he got a lot of criticism because he is known as the Egyptian Messi. And till Messi won the World Cup, like, trophies with Argentina, he was called the curse of Argentina. For some reason, anytime Argentina lost, they used to blame Messi, their own fans, their
Yeah.
own country people. So, whenever Salah lost, like with Egypt, the Egyptian fans would come and blame his lifestyle in Liverpool, his family. They're not doing that, this, that. It is ruining. He does not care about Egypt. But if you go to his stats, you will see he's their most successful player. He has, like, in 89 or 90 matches, close to 70 goals, which is great for a team like Egypt. So, no, Salah lives as a Egyptian legend, a Liverpool legend as well. So, I don't know where he goes next, but but he has that, like, he is still capable of playing at the highest level. So wherever he goes,
You want him to stay?
I want him to stay. Yes, but then it's not
And
happening
maybe,
because
maybe The manager change will still not happen.
But I don't think Salah is the kind of person who will come back after the kind of farewell he received, which was, to be honest, it was not a good farewell as well. He should have deserved, like, should have gotten a better
Yeah.
farewell. But Arne Slot and everything, it became a very toxic atmosphere towards the end of last season. So,
Mm.
yeah, but
I think Salah goes down as a top 3 African player of all time. If you look at
why
his
not the best?
best is very subjective because there are
No,
again
no, I mean, best is subjective. Similarly, top 3 is also subjective. So, why not the best? You can say he's arguably the best.
I think he stands out. You can make claims very confidently, like he will, and in most criteria, he will stand out as either the top 1, 2, or 3. But saying top, who is the best African player of all time, I think we cannot
Just say Didier Drogba, man. Just say Didier Drogba. Don't mess around.
Well, Drogba, I'm not the only one saying.
I knew it. I knew it.
Drogba is not the best African player. I think he will agree himself that Salah is better than him. Like, in terms of pure impact and stats, like, he changed Liverpool, like, entirely a team which. So I think Salah's impact on Liverpool is way too much, and his stats speak for him themselves. So
I think Drogba changed the way Premier League strikers played, because earlier you used to play with 2 strikers. I think Drogba was the one who really, like, from
No, that's Mourinho. I think Mourinho probably prefers to play with like a lone striker of
yeah, but
front.
then it got facilitated by Drogba, because every time you see a African player coming to the Premier League, they see Drogba as their idol. So
yeah, because Drogba was one of the first, like, stars from Africa. So that does not mean that. So if India becomes, like, great in football in 10 years or 20 years, a lot of them will say Sunil Chhetri was my idol. That does not mean Sunil Chhetri will be better than them.
but I think as a footballer based on ability, Drogba still edges Salah.
Bro, you have this opinion that Hazard is best, so I won't agree.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Okay. Okay,
Firstly, I have any
moving
opinions on
on.
Hazard?
Moving on. We won't take Bastia's opinion on Hazard. That would be another full episode.
Yeah, that would be a video altogether.
Someone please
This video would have to be censored.
Gora, Portugal versus Spain.
So, like, guys, what do you think? Portugal versus Spain being the most anticipated and the most, I guess, blockbuster tie of round of 16 turns out to be the most disappointing one.
I
Yeah,
have
like,
I have 3
yeah.
words to describe this tie. That would be the battle of bastards. That is the only term that I would give to this tie. People were expecting a high tempo game based on their last encounter in the Nations League final, but it turned out just the opposite of it. I don't think Portugal knew what they were trying to do. Spain did have some idea of what they're trying to do, but they're completely messing it up. No striker attacking the ball that was coming in from the wings. Then Yamal playing all over the pitch, not to full effect. Right, Bayana spamming crosses, but Oyarzabal not paying. He was
I
doing
don't know
his.
why he's not in the D area.
He was doing his Harry Kane cosplay. He was doing his Harry Kane cosplay.
Yeah,
That's all
the
I can
thing
say.
that Torres
Yeah,
and
like,
Maribos
that is,
have changed the game, because they were now
Yes,
running into the box. Torres was trying big passes, running into the box again. Before that, I don't know why he just gave up. Ozabal just gave up running into the box. I mean, after that miss, maybe he lost all confidence and he just gave up trying to score.
yeah,
I
that I could
mean,
not understand. Talking about the game, Spain plays a position-based game that is understandable, and I don't know why Portugal tries to match that, because you have a different game. But what sets me off is puts me off basically is that Spain not trying to attack. Like, I guess both the teams were scared to take risks. Like if we play a bit of high line, or if we play a bit of attacking football, the other one will counter and score goals. And
Gora,
in
have you
that
considered the other team has Bruno Fernandes and Cristiano Ronaldo, the most incompetent duo this World Cup?
oh
I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
want to know, how does Ronaldo get 6.4 and Bruno get 7? I mean, even 6.4 is
I honestly,
Like Bruno was spectacular.
Bruno should be given a negative rating for that match. And
Yeah,
just plain, no bias, nothing. A creative midfielder who cannot carry the ball up top, who gets pressed and loses 60 balls in a match. I mean, he doesn't deserve to be The best
He was
midfielder
the
in Premier
most
League. I mean, it's
hyped player
shocking.
coming
And
into
I
Portugal.
guess
It's shocking.
Ronaldo already acknowledged the fact that this is going to be his last match. So he tried to come into mid and tried to show that yeah, I am
I
somewhat
think
legitimately.
all of them
So
were
this
Harry Kane fans, man.
that
Everyone
is
was
the
trying
biggest.
to.
Ronaldo doesn't. He waits in the D area for 30 minutes. Then suddenly he realizes he has no touch. Goes back, plays
Yeah,
two
Yeah.
passes, one
Sofa,
wicket shot.
the
he's
sofa
a
score
super
rating
scorer,
bump. The sofa
right?
score
He's,
rating bump. Yeah.
he's
Three
trying to increase his rating.
three goalkeepers have more dribbles completed than Ronaldo in these knockouts.
Uh,
Three goalkeepers.
I don't
And
understand
Ron-
what
and
Ronaldo trying to do.
Ronaldo has more dribbles completed than Bruno Fernandes all the wingers combined. So you think of how bad the game. I mean, it was a shocking game, man. I mean, even from
I
the
think.
managerial. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think Bruno is like made for that team that does transitions, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
With how Manchester United play in the Premier League. If you do like 10 transitions, he can find five good passes.
He's their only good
And you know,
player, bro. He's their only good
yeah,
player who's
and they're able to score, right? And they're able to score and works for them. But here, I think Portugal, if you are not trying to keep possession of the ball like Spain, they have to try to set up a counter attack. And with Ronaldo up top,
Yeah, that
I
won't
don't know.
work. I
They
mean,
just not able to do it.
just not Bruno, just to give equal criticism to other players as well.
And the manager,
Vitinha, manager will come to. But
The latest
Vitinha
young
looked.
player, João Neves.
John Neves, I think after Bruno, he should be given a 0 out of 10 rating for his performance. I mean, man, he was seeing players, getting into free spaces running. The first thought that could cross his mind is to pass it back to the left back or pass it back to the right back. So, I mean, I don't know where he developed that chain of thought playing in such an attacking team. Vitinha, again, I think he managed to control the tempo very well. But then you do expect more of him. You do expect a lot more of him from the creative point of view. Joao Felix again. I mean, I don't know what was up with the manager, the goat Martinez. He wanted to play Bruno on wings and he wanted to develop Joao Felix through the cam somehow. I mean, I don't really get
I mean,
what that was all about.
yeah, after the game, Leo had, right?
yeah.
With
That's
Croatia,
what
I
Yeah,
don't know how he's
we
benched, especially when you know Spain are going to have the ball more than you. You have to set up for counter, and you drop your fastest player, start Ronaldo up top. I don't know what I mean. Why João Felix? But I think it's a disappointing game, and I think previously, as I said, Ramos should have started. And if you need goals, you can bring up Ronaldo. But for
I
Ramos to not
mean,
start in this match,
it was shocking to the point that he didn't even bring him in as a substitution.
yeah,
That was what
yeah.
shocked me even more. You bring in a Bernardo Silva when you need a goal, and what that guy does is he loses the he fouls
Yellow
somebody
card.
that turns
You know,
into a goal. He misses a clear header. Then when there are 2 minutes left for
he
Portugal to score,
fights.
he plays a 1-2 with Miguel Vega at the centre back position. I mean, it
Just
cannot get any worse than this. It was shocking. It was disgraceful. I
Wait for
mean,
next season.
I mean, it was a free signing, so I wouldn't, place too much importance on it. But if it
So
continues this way, I think Mourinho will rip all his remaining hair follicles out, man. I mean, it was crazy to see. A horrible performance.
is this Portugal side similar to how Brooklyn Nets like got all these star players and never quite gelled? So do you think there is hope in the future for Portugal, or is just a mismatch of all these star players who are individually very very different to each other and do not fit together as a team?
I think they need to have a manager that plays to their strengths. To be honest,
correct.
I don't think. I think they'll do very nicely, but I think you need to have a manager that is not afraid to play Bruno up top, and you need to have a striker. Maybe I mean I think Ronaldo is practically retired at this point, so you need to have a Goncalo Ramos or any other young striker that likes to play on these transitions and not just wait in the box for headers and stuff. Then you have this beast Nuno Mendes, man. What a player! I think
What a
Yeah,
player.
by far the best left back in the world, in my opinion. I think
and
defensively he
Portugal's
shut.
best player.
Yeah, not only I mean he's an incredible player. I think he's the only
Yeah,
player from this team that lived up to the hype. Completely
yeah,
shut Lamine Yamal down. Till the point that he was
yeah.
playing. He was the only one that was initiating any sort of progressive chances from left back position. He plays this 1-2 with the left winger, then he runs, he asks for a lofted pass, and then he tries to cross it. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't know, man. I mean, they were
yeah,
pretty lucky to have him. He's
yeah.
such a great
No,
player.
But
the
are you
Nuno
sure
Mendes
this
really
is
good.
Ronaldo's last World Cup? Because next
Next is in
World Cup is
Portugal,
in
he might
Portugal
just
and
join
Spain.
in.
Yeah, home World Cup.
I
Last
I
dance.
don't want to
So
see Ronaldo in a Ericsson like condition playing with a pacemaker in his heart.
See,
So
the thing is, the only time Ronaldo legitimately won, not legitimately, the only time Ronaldo won his major trophy 2016, he was a cheerleader. He should do the same
Yeah,
in the next World Cup.
he could have done that
So
this
like
World Cup itself, like
No,
done
yeah, he
some.
could have played as a substitution in a few important games. That's yeah.
his ego is too big.
yeah.
And
No,
as we
he
are we
the previous Portugal manager got fired right after he benched Ronaldo
yeah.
Yeah.
in the World Cup.
no, I think that Santos, right? I think Santos.
And yeah.
I think he's a even worse manager than Martinez. So let's not get started with that. But
I mean,
coming to
he won a
Martinez,
Euro and Nations League.
I
I don't
mean,
think Martinez can compete with that.
Are we counting Nations League as legit trophies? Like, leave it,
At
bro.
least he won a Euro.
Yeah.
they are fine, but they cannot be your international legacy at any
Yes.
point of time. They are a good bragging point, but they cannot replace Euros or the World
But
Cup. World
but
Cup,
the
so anyway, no chance.
yeah.
Yeah,
Let's also consider the Club World Cup being like the biggest trophy over UCL. Then.
Yes,
It
Chiranjit
is.
will
It
say
is, bro.
yes.
What do you know? It is the only club to win it all. What do you mean?
Yeah, true.
No,
Very
like
true.
only
Of course,
only
of course.
club to win the Club World Cup and not even qualify for Europe.
We
I mean
don't.
that.
We don't believe in that.
Some
Some of us here are not even eligible to participate.
no, that being said, the like how bad Portugal has been like attacking wise, Spain's defense was very good as well.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
I just want to add on a point because Spain has been great defensively, but the defensive duos being underrated. The Kubarsi Laporte duo, they have been very underrated in their defense. Like I have seen somewhere like the analysis uh, Spain's structure allows them to be good defensively because
Mhm.
they like play very possession based games. Like they are very heavy possession based team, and that allows like Rodri also contributes to the defensive because he being the midfielder he is, and as earlier I mentioned, Pedri tries to contribute in both the halves, like in the defensive half and in the attacking half, and he
And
takes the both.
yeah, and ends up contributing to none, by the way. So just putting it out there also.
I think
Sorry.
Gora, you're right that I mean, the more you have the ball, the less the opponent is attacking. But I
Yeah.
agree that one other point I wanted to raise that yeah, Yamal again probably not a good game by his standard. But just having Yamal had much higher up the pitch, Nuno Mendes was not able to attack that much.
Yeah,
I think De
completely
La
agree.
Fuente is happy if Portugal is not attacking, they're keeping possession of the ball. He knows he can bring in subs, and over 120 minutes, or even if within 90 minutes, I think he can win that game.
I
Yeah,
think
because
I've
of
been.
Yamal's just to add one point, because of Yamal's presence only,
Yeah,
Nuno was being kind of shut off from his attacking duties.
yeah,
Like he was so heavily into defensive part of marking Yamal and nullifying any attacking runs in the defensive half. Like he was not being able to contribute
yeah.
to the
And
attacking
even
thing, and
how
the
Felix
team
has to go back. Like he had to track back a
Yeah,
lot of the
yeah.
times. He
As
did
soon
well
as yeah,
defensively,
as soon
actually.
as Nuno Mendes was taken off, two players were constantly
Yeah,
marking Yamal. So that played a big role. I agree.
I think
yeah,
I've been surprised by how good Pedro Porro has been this World Cup because
Yes.
seeing
yeah,
him in Spurs,
like yes, I
maybe
was
he's a
saying
very good defender. Like he's very good in attacking contributions, but I had never like seen him as this guy who can be really good defensively, really solid. Because Cucurella is, although he's limited as a footballer, but he has certain attributes which are really valuable to the team. He's tactically a super fit. He's very good defending spaces and in 1v1 situations. But Pedro Porro has been someone who has surprised me a lot.
Yeah, so moving
yeah, like
from this very disappointing
Battle of
match.
Bastards.
Yeah,
Just
Battle
that.
of
That's the
Bastards.
name. Battle of Bastards.
Moving from this
very good.
disappointment, a match that I thoroughly enjoyed was Mexico versus England. Like, it was
yeah.
something that I expected will be very interesting, and it turned out to be very interesting as well, because
Sure.
Mexico for the first 35 minutes were on top, completely dominating England, multiple shots on target, and forcing multiple great stops by Pickford. To be honest, like
Yeah.
Pickford played really well.
Pickford
So
did really well.
yeah, so Chiru, your thoughts on your team, England?
I think England players all used Viagra before the game. I think they showed great resilience and character. This is this is probably one of those games where I won't say like all previous England teams, because that would be disrespectful, but a lot of the previous England players would have faltered under the pressure, because the pressure was huge. Like the crowds, they were really, really into the game. And for the first 30 minutes, I don't think England hardly had a kick off the ball. They were like losing
Yeah.
position. The Mexico players were all.
So you're saying the solution is Viagra?
I think so. What do you don't you guys use it?
No comment.
Well,
No
well,
comment.
I think coming to the game, I think Mexico, you would expect Mexico to play very fast, aggressive football, high pressing football for the initial, I don't know, like first half, 60 minutes, because that's how the game is, right? Mexico on quality are lesser than England, and they're playing in their home ground under their
Yeah.
own fans.
And they
Yeah.
had not lost in Azteca as well, like
I
a
think they have just
Yeah.
lost 3 games in their entire history.
but they're
And
not in a World Cup, never at Azteca,
never
never
in the World Cup.
lost.
And
So that was
No.
their first defeat, and the atmosphere was so good. And the first 30 minutes, the way they were playing, I thought England was gone, but
Yeah.
then up stepped
Yes.
Jude Bellingham.
Right,
Bastia,
what a
your thoughts on your player?
I mean, I don't know why people are this surprised to see Jude Bellingham outperforming everybody in his team at the World Cup. I think he's an absolute superstar of a player, be it defensive duties, be it attacking duties, be
Yeah.
it creation. I mean, he excels at everything. I think he's the most complete midfielder going around, and to think that he's in his early 20s is a scary thought for any opposition. Especially the 2 goals that he scored within a span of what, 100 seconds, 120 seconds or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that header was fantastic. And that 2-1-2 with Harry Kane to finish the second goal was fantastic as well. I read somewhere that he drew 17 or 18 tackles from the opposition, and the oppositions were successful only once in getting the ball off of him. And we discussed about what shit performance Bruno Fernandes had this World Cup. I think Bellingham is one prime example. Especially via his physique, he's able to carry the ball into such deep lines that essentially means he is going to create a lot of chances for his team. And his box crashing presence, like what Chiru mentioned for Enzo Fernandez, I think it stands really true for Jude Bellingham as well. In his first season at Real Madrid, he did the same thing that he's doing currently at the World Cup. He kept going into the box, he kept making runs, kept taking shots, and yeah, even with Mbappe, I don't think Real Madrid have been able to replicate that kind of success. So I think
And
his
yeah, so
generational is not a small word, but I think it would be apt
Yeah,
to name
I
Jude
think so.
Bellingham as
Like
generational player.
the character and personality which he shows, like he's exactly what he shows he himself to be.
Yes.
yeah,
Like
he has that ego with him, and he justifies that ego, unlike
justify.
Ronaldo.
And in my opinion,
Completely.
he had a hat trick that game, because the clearance he did for his
Oh,
own.
Yeah, that
yes,
defensive
that
defensive
was a
tackle
hat
was
trick.
fantastic. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
In the first half itself, like otherwise he would have finished 2-2 in the first half only. So that was
Yes.
Yeah.
good. And yeah, bringing that to 2-2 and all. England's defensive was especially their right back problems. Thoughts, guys?
I mean, we had said it before the knockout started, right? Not having a player of the caliber of Trent Alexander-Arnold is surely going to cost you at some point. Now, not having Reece James,
I
not
mean,
having
you can't
Livermento,
take three right backs, right? I mean, it's fine. I think they'll manage. Rice has played right back before. They can play like
and man, that
three
shameless
short three.
Arsenal
They
plugin
can.
is what I expected
No,
at
no,
some
like
point.
so they
I
can
did
right
expect
now
it
they
at
can
some point, to be
play.
honest.
No, they can play like any other player. I think it's fine. These
But I
players
think he
are
should have, like,
very good defensively.
you cannot, like, I know when everyone is fit, Reese would have started as the right back, and rightfully so. But then you cannot go into a tournament depending on
With
Reese James. Like in
Hmm.
2026, we know his hamstrings. He might just do 2 sprints and his hamstrings will blow off. So I don't know.
But then in
Tuchel
the
has
next
his ways.
match, yeah, the next match, like with Kwanzaa, like what suspended
I
and
think Reese will play because I heard a report like they
No,
are.
no, I must be taking Viagra to get ready, but I was hearing that he's going to play some role, not the whole 90 minutes. Maybe he'll come in as a sub or something, but I don't think he'll be ready for the whole 90 minutes.
I
selfless.
hope not because I want him fit for the whole season.
That won't
Oh,
happen.
dreams. I want a Mercedes.
That would never happen.
What are you dreaming? But yeah,
Spence, yeah,
so
Spence is probably going to start. Yeah.
Spence is going to start. I think he's a bad player. End of statement.
Plays for Tottenham, man. I mean, what does it
They are selling him as well to Everton.
They-
I heard reports.
In that way,
Tottenham
Senegal's
and Everton. What a CV.
But I think like for the last, like after the red card when Tuchel made the substitutes, I think he did a very good job in. You could almost see like he was doubling down the wingers, Mexico wingers, because most of the threat came from those wings. Quinones has been. I think we need to give a shout out to Quinones. He has had a really good World Cup, and it's almost like Tuchel was inviting Mexico to attack from the center because he knew like that is probably
Yeah.
easier to defend than from the wings because most of their threat is from the wings. I think that was a clever plan by Tuchel, and I think
Yeah.
he's just suited for knockout football in terms of you may not like him, you may not think that he plays attractive football, but then his job is not to entertain us all. His job is to win, and I think the way the team he has picked, there are guys who are not in the squad who are probably more talented, who are better individual footballers than some of the guys in the squad, but then he has structured the team to get the best out of Jude and Kane, and so far it's working. So I really think they are the favorites to reach the final from their half of the draw.
Versus
But
Argentina?
I think England start as
Yeah.
favorite versus Argentina
Yeah.
because they are
Yeah.
more
The
complete.
Kane and Bellingham versus
Yeah.
Martinez. It will be
But
horror
anyway,
show.
yeah,
But
moving on.
but I think
Yeah.
just one point that England, right? That they have once they take that lead, I did not see Mexico have like one chance in the last 10 to 15 minutes. They were just putting crosses into the box, and these
yeah.
Premier League players they'll just head that away, run those channels.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think
I was shocked. I was shocked that way. Like, how come, like, from like 70 minutes, I guess, 78, 79 minutes, or 60 minutes mark,
zero chance.
you were constantly in the England halves. England hardly got into like once or twice in Mexico's half, and you were constantly spamming crosses.
They're
You were
just
constantly having
spamming
attacking there,
crosses.
and there was no output, not even a single goal. That was
Yeah.
shocking. Either it's a masterclass, a defensive masterclass by England, or Mexico are just too shit with their
No,
approach.
Tuchel called Arteta and took classes.
Yeah, I was going to say that was
Karambol.
the
Karambol.
arsenification of England.
That is arsenification of England.
Played
No,
If
against
England
you
win, it will be
guys.
because of
they won't that way. Fine, Max, fine. But yeah, moving on. Like Norway versus Brazil. Norway won. Our
oh
thoughts.
my
We
god.
had
That
predicted
was
that
my
if
hot take. That was my
yeah,
hot take.
we had
So
predicted if Haaland goes like
Mm.
scores 1 or 2, it might get very difficult for Brazil, and it turned out that way. Anyway, your thoughts on Brazil first before we move to Norway.
shit.
I mean,
Brazil.
for a team of Brazil's caliber to not have a proper striker, you know, I
The
mean,
proper striker is sitting in London, warming his hotels. I
I
don't
mean
know.
the chances they missed, man, it was absolutely ridiculous. The
Yeah.
penalty, I don't know what Carlo Ancelotti had in mind to decide penalty going to Bruno Guimaraes, but it was a blunder. Then, I mean, the Enzo, sorry, not the Enzo, the Endrick miss on that one on
Hendrick
one. I
miss,
mean,
yeah.
that heavy touch that took the ball away, shocking, man. I mean, that's the last thing that we expect of a Brazil player. And Neymar shamelessly barking at the goalkeeper after thinking that he's going
Yeah,
into
yeah,
quarters. I
I
mean,
yeah.
think
that was the highlight of the match for me. I
I
mean,
think Igor Thiago would be the first striker to be banished after 60 minutes from a World Cup. That guy never saw another minute of football. He was so bad.
But to
Like
be, my thoughts were that Brazil were not that bad. Norway were very good.
I
What
Yeah.
I think
was
if you see the XG
even
stat,
the need, I guess.
Gora's internet has gone
Yeah,
off again.
Gora's internet putting on a Ronaldo performance on and off. Moments
So
here
Dude,
and
if
I
there.
mean
you see,
Haaland
yeah,
Haaland
yeah, okay.
performance, I mean it was unbelievable. I mean that
He dunked
dunk
on Gabriel again.
versus
Is that
Gabriel.
a
Oh my God.
rivalry anymore?
That second goal was
It's not a
so good.
library. Haaland always wins. I mean, it's so. And the second goal, of course, but the first goal. So BBC
First
has
goal.
this. POV technology. What they, I think the animation, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they showed Gabriel's POV. So basically, he was just checking Haaland. He was outside the D area, and then when the crosser right just ran into, he was just focusing 2 seconds. I think just 1 or 2 seconds, and within that time, Haaland has jumped on top of him and scored. And it was
Long.
crazy.
I mean, Gabriel probably has now learned to stay humble, I guess. No, I mean, there's so
No,
much bashing.
but when it's Haaland,
Proper.
everyone should be humble. Like,
Yeah,
what a
exactly.
player
Yeah.
Haaland is.
Such he's a warrior, man. Proper Viking player.
I think
Can
it's his
go score
first
goals at
World Cup
any
to
moment of time.
be first World Cup and to be putting up such numbers, and almost
Yeah.
like he was carrying the team, because
Yeah,
to
yeah.
be honest, like the next most experienced player was Ødegaard, who I don't know how some people found his performance good, but he was really, really bad.
No, I mean, City can pull up the possession,
Yeah.
right? Norway cannot have 60% possession versus Brazil 50 to 60
That
without
that
Ødegaard.
aspect I can somewhat agree with, but Ødegaard, failing to convert a few chances and losing the ball in the third near the box,
He gave
that
the
could have
penalty.
costed Norway the match had Brazil
If it-
been decent with the finishing.
But then see, if you can see, you will see that they have like the XG 2.61. So
Yeah,
Brazil
I
yeah.
were
think it's
attacking.
inflated by the penalty.
Brazil were
Yeah, that
undoubtedly
was.
the better team.
No,
Yeah.
no, I will not say that. I will say that Norway played really well. So they
Yeah,
had the position. They came with a game plan.
exactly.
They knew Haaland is clinical. They just wanted to create 2 or 3 chances for Haaland, and he took two of them. So I think
And one more thing is, if Ødegaard, I mean, if you keep 66 percent possession of the ball, right? Again, it's just like Spain, right? You will concede less. You will have give the opponent less chances, right? I know the XG is high because of the penalty, right? But other than that, if Ødegaard, everyone is saying like he should release the ball sooner. He should try that, release the wingers or pass it more, right? But that is just more risk taking. And I think, as you saw at the end of the game, right, he wants to calm things down. And sometimes that doesn't work out, right? But I think versus Brazil, it really worked out. Especially because I don't think their defenders are really that good. So if they are conceding less chances, that's better for them.
and I also want to say that the Norwegian goalkeeper is very good. I don't
Yeah,
know
he's
Yeah, I
very good.
mean,
Yeah,
but
it
he's a
was
very good goalkeeper.
shocking. He's still a clubless player, right?
yeah,
So
I didn't
it's
know that he does not have a club.
yeah,
yeah. He is.
yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah.
doesn't.
He doesn't have a club, so I think clubs can go on to sign him as a secondary keeper at least. I think he was
Chiranjit,
very good.
tell Chelsea.
We
No,
have a
I should
wonder
tell
kid coming
Arteta.
on. We
Kepa
have
should go.
hundreds of Pokemons coming together. What do you
What
mean?
I have heard from today,
10, 15-year
Arsenal,
contracts.
And
Arsenal
one
signed
more thing is like
Messi today.
the
Yeah, he's a horrible keeper.
name the
I think
player.
Kepa might leave. That's the only silver lining. But he's a horrible keeper.
No, I was talking about the Norway left winger who came on after half time, the Benfica winger.
Yeah,
He was really good. I think he is
yeah.
very promising player as well.
Bob, you mean Bob? Is
No,
it?
the first player, Schwarz, whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
even
the,
Bob was
Bob
very
was
good. Even with his nice carrying the ball up top. Bob was. I mean, from whatever stinker that Sorloth was putting up, Bob was a massive upgrade. How do you even play Sorloth at right wing, man? Shocking.
yeah.
yeah. So I mean, not a big surprise to be honest. Norway played the way they did.
But where do Brazil go from here? Because they have been very bad for like the past 4 or 5 World Cups, and I have this take. Like, I think there are enough good players in Brazil. It's just that they are leaving Brazil and going for these big European
Yeah.
clubs at 16, 17 years of age, when
And,
previously they were waiting till
and
21,
no,
20.
and I think they're not playing the Brazilian way then.
Yeah,
Because you move so
that's
early to other clubs, European clubs, and you start playing again that the what is that
Arteta way.
possession correct
Arteta
way,
way.
right? No, if they played Arteta way, they would have still won. But I think they are losing that edge. Like
Flex
Brazil,
from
they
an
are
they're
like,
Arsenal
losing the
point
flair.
of
Yeah,
view.
they're losing the flair.
yeah,
Arsenal
like
fan
they're
Yes,
here.
so skillful, right?
Arteta wins one trophy, and their fans are saying if they played the Arsenal way, they would have won.
like I read today, I read somewhere
But
today,
yeah, I think they're planning to back Carlo Ancelotti for the next Copa
Wait,
as
and do
well.
you guys
So I
think
think I
Rafinha was a big
think
miss?
I saw a lot of people on Twitter
Yeah. Wait,
really
what's up
hating
with
on.
Rafinha? Like, is he
I think he's
injured or
injured.
did he
Yeah, yeah,
fall
he's
out
injured, na?
heavily or?
He was
Like,
injured.
I to personally
And
Yeah.
I
thought,
think Ryan did a good enough job, to be honest. I, th-
but I
I
guess then
Very
the
think
honest.
leadership of Rafinha was
he
missing
Because
because
played
like
a lot
pre
better than Rafinha did in those group games.
because
So I
prior to
don't
the World
think.
Cup, Esteva was playing on the right wings, and Esteva was also taking penalties. So he had a lot of responsibility, even though he was very young. I think that was a miss, but yeah, but Rafinha has had a very good 2 seasons for Barcelona, but he
Yes.
couldn't really replicate that.
Yeah, so
Um,
moving on to the match that was FIFA and Spain, sorry, FIFA and USA together. Trump administration took control of a World Cup, guys.
and got
Deserved. I was so
up.
happy with this result. I
Yeah.
was so
Yeah.
happy. Look at this red stats.
I
Nice.
guess everyone was happy.
It
I
it
guess
felt
everyone
like
was
Belgium were trying to prove
rooting for
a
Belgium.
point to
No,
the
no,
US
but then
leadership.
like the game was not there, not much there to analyze. But
Yeah,
what do you guys think of what happened? Like, how is this justified? A
Disgraceful.
president
Not at all.
calling the FIFA president, and then somehow it is
That's ground for disqualification, by the way.
honestly, and ground for disqualification. And on top of that, Infantino should resign after this World Cup, if not now.
yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes.
And even if that does happen, like okay, like we all know shady things happen. There are some corruptions in FIFA. Like how did like
Foreign
Trump was
affairs.
openly announcing it in public.
Exactly,
मतलब,
and then
yeah, well,
and
you have done that. Let's just keep it private. Like I should not be promoting that, but keep it in private. He was flexing for real. Like, what do you think the other
and
fans are? Like,
then and then Infantino
it
put a
was
statement that
crazy.
this was an independent disciplinary committee
Oh, that
decision. It has
the
nothing to do
most
with like no,
dumbest reply.
who do you think will believe that? Like it was
Yeah.
serious. It was, but then this is like I don't know if FIFA is able to like is doing this on command of a president, then maybe the World Cup is rigged. Maybe I
Yeah,
don't
like
know. Like how honestly, as a Messi fan, I don't want like dislike that people say it's rigged, but then it's possible that it's rigged. I'm not totally putting it out of the way that if some decisions like this
it's
can be done.
either rigged or rigged
I'm
to
not
the extent of
saying
marketing thing.
I'm not saying it is rigged, but I'm saying that if this can be done, then rigging is not like out of hands.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That can be done in the
there's a lot
background.
of
So,
questionable decisions as well, like
yeah, yeah.
especially with the
Like,
um, certain referees not getting their visas,
Yeah,
and
exactly. So, I
and
mean, yeah, this is not good from FIFA to like FIFA set a dangerous precedent. Like
Yeah.
like
you,
from a fan's perspective, I guess this World Cup has been one of the best World Cups what we have seen, like the close matches, the upsets, and everything.
Yeah.
But these kind of things, I
shall we
guess,
move on
ruin
to
the
France and
entire
Paraguay then?
image of the World Cup.
The
Like
Yeah.
final
all
game we
these
discussed earlier,
questionable
and
things happening in
I
the
felt that
shadows, I guess,
game
is affecting
was,
the image.
I don't know how do Paraguay not um, get at least a red card in that game.
They got no yellow card. They got not even one yellow card. They're very sneaky. Very sneaky.
see three yellow cards. You can see three yellow cards for France.
France,
And
yeah.
they didn't come to play with the football. I think they were just there. They wanted to participate and then just injure certain French players.
But then quickly looking at all the other fixtures in round of 16, Canada, Morocco, straightforward, very straightforward, and then you. See, I don't see any big upset. Switzerland, Colombia was a very disappointing match, and thankfully, in the penalties itself. Yeah,
I
but
think that you can consider as an upset because Colombia have been very good in recent World Cups and
Yeah.
Yeah.
they are.
then yeah, from this, I wanted to bring up a point. Defenders taking penalties, especially center backs. See, this thing came to my mind when I was watching matches and I remembered Gabriel's penalty.
Yeah.
His infamous penalty hitting to the sky, and then I realized a lot of center backs in this World Cup when they're taking penalties are doing the exact same thing. They're hitting over the
Yeah.
bar. So is this something which is their years of like practice of hitting long balls is forcing them to do, because I pulled up stats. So there have been 40 penalties in this World Cup so far in knockout stages, not from open play,
Yeah.
penalty shootouts, out of which 30 have been taken by non-center backs, 21 scored, 70% success rate,
Yeah. Nice.
which is less than the average in a World Cup shootout, which is close to 76%, which means this year there it is not great, the penalties. But you can see the center backs have taken 10 and scored only 4. That's a 40%
Yeah.
success rate. So there is
I,
something there that the penalties taken by center backs, especially defenders, is not up to standards. Or and you can see a clear pattern. Every ball is going high. It's not like the keeper is making a save. It's above the bar.
I think center backs usually want to smash it rather than do a
Yeah.
technical penalty or guess where the keeper is going try to guess. And I think with the pressure, they are just then hoofing it, right? But I think, I mean, yes, maybe you can stop center backs taking penalty, but I think they are brave enough to step up, unlike a lot of the midfielders and other players that are just hiding.
Yeah.
That was
I mean,
quite evident in the Australia-Egypt penalty shootout, right? There was a teenager who.
Yeah, I think 18
yeah,
years old. He went and
The Australian
yeah,
center back, he was 18 years old, and he did the same thing. He hit it over the bar.
yeah.
So I think it has something to do with their years of being practicing long balls and stuff, that their natural instinct is to kick the ball very hard.
Yeah, and that being said, like
Yeah, I think
also
like
like
the
the way
Akanji's penalty last night was the worst penalty I have ever seen in a shootout. It can
He
rival
also missed in the
Kepa's.
Euro, I think.
Yeah, it can rival Kepa's penalty miss against Liverpool in one of the cups.
Oh my God.
He just shot it out of the stadium, and
Anyway, the predictions for quarterfinals: France, Morocco, guys.
France.
and I don't think it's as straightforward again, because you have seen like if from Paraguay France game, it's very hard to break low blocks. I'm not saying Morocco play a low block, but they can choose to
like
be a bit more
the
defensive, and
structure of
all they
Morocco
need is
defense
one
is
good Hakimi
pretty good.
counter. Or but
Yeah.
Saibari missing, he's injured, I guess. That would be a huge miss for Morocco, and I don't know how fit he is to play
I think
there.
Like
Belgium will be a like easy win for Spain, because
Yeah.
Belgium, like they pulled something out of the hat against USA, but they have been disappointing. So
The
able
most
to
exciting matchup would be Kane versus Haaland, right?
true,
For
true.
not.
No,
Yeah.
and I think the England might slip up as well, like unless they put on a very good defensive performance, and because I think Norway are that kind of team which will just hit you out of nowhere. They will be playing very average football, and out of nowhere, using Haaland's excellent striking ability, they will score out of some like. And
Yeah.
England are like leaking goals. They considered one versus Congo.
I think, yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, it can happen. Obviously, Norway can win. I think all four of the teams have the quality, right? I mean, I think we probably think of Morocco, Belgium, Switzerland, and Norway to be the underdogs in this match. I think all of them can upset. But I think with
yes.
Norway, right? I don't think Ødegaard. I don't think they'll be able to have that much possession versus England's midfield. And I think Kane and Bellingham will have a feast on
I
their
think
defense.
also with the against Mexico, when England played Gordon and Saka on the wings, there was a much improved attacking performance, because
Yeah.
Gordon was really good. I think we need to give a shout out to him as well, because he was everywhere. He was doing the defensive work, and he also won a penalty. At this point, I think he offers more than Rashford, and obviously Saka is. If
so
he's fit, he's a really good
so are we
player.
Yeah.
agreeing 80 million,
So
like Gordon
I
was 80
think
million worth?
England will have too much for, especially with Norway's defense. But
Yeah.
as you said, having Haaland, they only need 2 or 3 good chances, and
Two or three good chance. Yeah.
they can.
And Argentina, Switzerland, I think the way Argentina have qualified in those last two matches, I'm not sure if they like it will be a straightforward victory for them or something,
Yeah.
because Switzerland will come with that extremely defensive shape they came against Colombia, and they will resist,
And I
and
think Egypt has shown a roadmap
yes.
versus how you can play against
Yeah.
Argentina.
Mhm. Exactly. So no, I think it's going to be good, the quarterfinals. But we are still expecting a France, Spain, and England, Argentina semifinals. Let's see how it goes. With that being said, I think we have discussed almost everything that we had to discuss. And I think this is turning out to be an all-timer World Cup. Honestly, this is
Yeah,
something that I will remember. I thought 2022 is peak because of course Argentina won,
the
but
final. Yeah,
in the way they won. But I think
I
as
think
an overall World Cup,
only.
this is really good.
Yeah, this is really good. And I think the teams we would not expect to perform so good we have to give them credit. They have been so good. Like that's why we have had upsets and great games all around. Because initially, when you think the World Cup format will expand, you're thinking poorer games, but that has not happened. I think there's only one complaint I have is that the three teams going out of four is causing like some
Yeah.
of the bad matches, and like teams are thinking they can qualify, and there's like group stage matches are getting sometimes boring. Other than that, it has been really good. I think maybe the expansion to 64 teams could work out well in terms that again for two teams out of four will
I th-
qualify.
I think FIFA should keep expanding until India plays.
That is the goal, I guess.
Yeah, that is the goal.
India,
They need
they
Indian
want
market.
India and
Will
China to play in the World Cup.
Yeah,
The way
yeah.
Infantino is going on.
Anyway, so this was the third episode of No Ball Podcast. We will see you on the next one where we analyze the quarterfinals. Till then, bye bye.
Bye bye.
Like